Hello and welcome to Inside Scoop. I'm Sumi Das, and joining me is Josh Lowenson, staff writer for CNET.com. Josh, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Especially just hours after you got off a plane coming from vacation.
True.
How better to start your week back than to talk about Apple and these new rumors about the iPhone 5S and iPhone 5S going into production in early 2013, which really isn't that far away. Didn't we just hear about the iPhone 5 and wasn't it just released?
That's the crazy thing. I mean, the iPhone 5 just came out in September. I mean, it's not even out in some countries. They're still planning launches for the next few months.
Yeah,
people are still lining up for these things. Well, not lining up, but you have to line up online, basically. It's a couple weeks to get one.
Right.
But keep in mind that this is a device that actually got finished up last year. It went into production early in the year. They were building them up, and that's how it happens. I mean, these things take months to make in the scale that we're talking, which is millions of units.
Okay, so let's first talk about the rumor. Where did it originate from? A Chinese publication. Tell us about that and whether or not this is a reliable source historically.
Sure. So it did come from China Times. And they were actually, the interesting thing about this is that sometimes they've been wrong about things, but they nailed this rumor about the iPhone 5 going to early production last year.
Okay.
And so the timetables, if you go back, it really does kind of work out. The really unexciting part about this rumor is that it's the iPhone 5S. When you're talking about iterations, the S models, we've had the 3GS, we had the 4S, it's safe to say we're going to get the 5S too. This is technically not an exciting product. It's an iteration. They usually, speed it up a little bit. They'll add a better camera, maybe some improved wireless. That's not sexy, right? I mean,
Right.
it's just.
It obviously doesn't have the excitement around it that the 5 had around it.
Right. I think the key thing to think about with these kind of rumors is when we're talking cell phones, you get people who are on contracts, so they get a new phone every typically 2 years. So you get these groups of people, these waves. So we've seen it with the 4 and the 4S, and now with the 5. Of these people who buy in these cycles, and something like the 5S would, be just in point with that whole iterative process.
The iPad 4, when it was announced along with the iPad mini, that kind of took people by surprise. And a lot of people were angry because they had just bought the iPad 3. So what does this do to customers? I mean, what kind of message is Apple sending? I mean, if I'm thinking about buying a phone and there's a new one every 6 months, I feel like I'm never going to buy a phone because I'm always going to feel like I'm going to get the phone, and then within a matter of months, it's already going to be out of date.
Sure, and this is really something that people on the Android are used to. I mean, you have a new flagship phone every couple months, and at some points, it was almost every couple weeks, you got this new benchmark device that was just the latest and greatest of everything Android.
But Apple fans get their knickers in a twist once you get off the product cycle, you know what I mean?
They do, and that's what complicates it with something like this whole S-class of device. The people are really looking for that big jump, don't get it. But the people who need a new device and want something that's a little bit better, it's right there. It's right on time for them.
So if it does indeed go into production in early 2013, then we won't see it for 6 months after that? Is that?
Presumably that means it would be a summer release, and that's
Okay.
what we used to have with the iPhone 4, and then it moved to the fall with the 4S, and obviously with the 5 too. The big potential thing that I see with this rumor actually being true is that Apple really needs something that changes up when they're releasing their products. They really pushed everything towards the end of the year, and that
Right.
complicates it for financials. When you're comparing quarter over quarter, and you don't have that growth to compare it to, they might change it up just to make those numbers look better and really catch some of those people who are on that older cycle and really get the people who want to buy the phones for summer and have enough for the holidays. Something that might be a problem with the 5.
All right, Josh, if these rumors start to percolate more, you'll keep us honest and let us know, right?
Definitely.
For Inside Scoop, I'm Sumi Das. Thanks for watching.